The Kangaroos have been one of the stories of the week. Geoff Walsh, their football manager, joins us on the line right now. Geoff, it's Matt Thompson, Guy McKenna and Mark Bickley with you this morning. Thanks for joining us. It's obviously been a big week for the football club. Nick Del Santo was talking about confession earlier in the week. Is that how it's played out?
Look, I think you can use a number of analogies. I just think the main thrust of it is that the players, since the final siren went last Sunday, they can't wait to get another crack at it, because I think that's the good thing about AFL footy. It comes around every 7 days. You got a chance to redeem yourself, and I suppose, to continue the analogy, cleanse yourself of your sins. And
I guess, Geoff, that's the only way that it actually matters. And I heard Brad Scott talking during the week saying talk is cheap, it's about action, and that's, I'm sure, what the players are looking forward to showing.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. There's no doubt about that, because you can say all you like, and you can beat your chest and say, look, that's not really our form, and that was an aberration. But until you go out there and actually prove it in the field of battle, which I know the players are dying to do, you're right. It's just words.
Well, you talk about action. So were you having the biscuit or the little sip of wine? The confessional.
Well, I'm a bit, I'm a confirmed teetotaler, Bluey, so I was probably onto the biscuit.
Now, having said that, while you talk about actions, I mean, your role at the football club, I mean, you've been around footy, hundreds of years. Did you feel a need to sort of step in at any stage just to push match committee, training, ideas, anything like that throughout the course of the week? Or have you, obviously, Brad's in full control and you just taken a step back and sort of let him run the week himself?
Oh, yeah, look, I don't think that's my role at all. Brad and myself and the coaching panel and the match committee in general, we're in constant communication, and I think quite wisely Scotty's recognised that that the players themselves wanted to drive this week. Certainly, he set some parameters at the start of the week in our review and let them know the areas, well, not so much let them know, because I'm sure they already knew, but highlighted the areas where we let ourselves down. And from there on, from that review, the guys have really driven the week themselves. And as I said, they're keen to get a crack at it on Sunday, so they can go out and perform like we know and think they will perform for the majority of the year.
Geoff, you know, obviously, through your experience at Collingwood, what it takes to get to a flag most recently. The premiership window that people talk about with the Kangaroos, is it legitimately open, do you think? Because obviously a performance like that, an isolated one, albeit on the weekend, wouldn't suggest so.
Yeah, well, we don't really talk about that, Matt. We're in the stage. We're in the process of wanting to continually improve our list. I know the recruiting of Sean Higgins and Jared White over the summer was coloured or painted by the media in particular, that we think, oh yeah, well we're in the moment, we're in an opportunity to win a flag, so we're topping up. But really, it's all about building our list and making sure that we've got a competitive list and perhaps a bit better list in every way possible each year. Because rather than top up, we've taken our first 3 draft choices for the last 8 years. So we've built through the draft, and the majority of those 24 players are still, I think it's about 19 or 20 or so are still on the list. So we've built through the draft, and really the acquisition of, say, Jared White allows the 2 key position players we drafted in Sam Durden and Daniel Nielsen, who unfortunately has had a knee reco, but it just allows them some time to develop so that they're not thrown to the wolves straight away, because they're both going to be quality players. But Jared White gives us some time for the now because he's a quality player, but it also helps those guys come through. So that's why those guys were added to the list, and in the same vein, Nick Del Santo last year, not because we thought, you know what, we're going to win a premiership this year. That's for you guys to talk about.
Yeah, OK. And just finally, very quickly, can we expect any more changes to the lineup? Obviously, Jacob's out when the team sheets come through later this afternoon, because obviously you've resisted wholesale change off the back of one performance.
Well, yeah, as you well know, because of the Sunday game, you announce an extended squad. We'll trim that up today again after having a look at what goes on. We've got a training session tomorrow morning, just as a final tune-up as well. But look, the extended squad, that's a legacy of playing on a Sunday. So, I wouldn't be reading too much into that.
All right. Thanks very much, Geoff. Appreciate your time.
No worries, guys. Thanks a lot.
Geoff Walsh joining us, Kangaroos football manager. Had to ask the selection question, even though that was the answer I fully expected to get.